What up? So, I always say the same thing every day. It's so funny. I finished up my personal portfolio website today. Got it hooked to masonfitzgerald.com, and it has a link to my business website as well as all of the websites for all of my apps that I have. I'm grabbing shoes really quick out of the car. But I set that all up today, and then I got a business email. So it's like mason@solios.io, and Solios is my app development, or I guess software development agency that I founded. Solios doesn't mean anything, and it's kind of a weird word to say, but the reasoning behind it is basically, I do not have socks for these. Oh well. The reason behind it is it sounds techie, and I use some weird psychology about like Greek words and how humans really like the word S and O because they're easy to pronounce. And then it's a lot like the Greek word soul. It's not even a Greek word. Our son's name is Soul. I don't even know if it's a Greek word, but it's like Solaris. But basically, there's a lot of large companies out there that are named after, I don't know, anything in the Greek language. And so I tried to copy that. And so I ended up coming up with Solios, S-O-L-I-O-S. Made a really cool logo for it. It's like a eclipse, because Sol is sun, and our slogan is bringing new horizons to software. So it kind of covers all the bases. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got the time to do today. Went on a date tonight and about to go on a 45-minute walk for 75 hard. But that's pretty much it. Let me think. I'm gonna do a lot of work tomorrow morning on the more, I guess, the app side of things. But it's really just a slow process. I'm building a couple of little blocks at a time, working towards a larger goal. Tomorrow morning, I'd like to send out a few emails to people, like personalized emails saying that I can build them the app and stuff with actual app screenshots. So that should be the goal, but I think that that's too optimistic for tomorrow morning. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Right now, my game plan, or at least the roadmap, is, of course, I'm gonna keep working on Tote and Weight Wash, the two that I already have, because those will be like my in-app monetization, so like my SaaS apps, I suppose, that I'm gonna make money from. And then I'm also gonna do the agency, so a service business for the apps. And then once I have income from both of those, so I have the two apps in the App Store and I have a service going, then I'm going to build a school community, because I haven't seen anything like it, and I don't really like the whole like course seller vibe and that whole space, because I feel like a lot of people give away information that's not valuable and they overcharge for it. And so what I'm going to try and do with it is basically make it like a full Claude Code program, but also specifically tailored to either if you want to go the iOS app route in the App Store running your own software, like if I were to go Tote and just do Tote till I scale to 1 million, so like scaling an iOS app in the App Store, or freelance or agency services. So how to templatize and systemize so that you can sell those services to other people. And so it'll be a nice split of people who can do either. So you can either make your own iOS apps, put in the App Store, or you can make them for other people, or do both. Either way, you're gonna make money off of them, and then show people how to do that. But the only way that I would in any way be willing to actually do that is if I myself have actually done it, which is why I want to do the services. But I think that that would provide a lot of value. It doesn't currently exist at all on Skool, at least not a big community. And I think it's a really large gap in the market that I could fill pretty nicely, because I think there's a lot of people out there that are into the vibe coding and apps, but nobody's actually told all of like the more in-depth secrets about it, because they're trying to keep it for themselves. Like, you hear all about vibe coding and using like Replit and Bolt.new and Lovable, but like nobody tells you how to put Claude Code in Xcode and use that for coding. And it's like Xcode has a built-in Claude Code, like Claude built into Xcode. It's trash because it only uses Sonnet 4.5, which is like a year and a half old. And you don't use Opus 6, and Claude just came out with Opus 6 with 1 million context. So basically it never runs out of context, and it never has a compact conversation. And like having the Xcode in Apple, you can't use like Claude MD files or .claude files. Like there's just all kinds of stuff that I would more than love to dive into. So that's like the roadmap right now, but of course I can't build that, which that's the end goal for monetization. And of course I'm not going to sell anything on this channel, but I definitely am going to use another channel to get active on that, and then use that as content to feed the business. But like this one's purely for like conversation purposes, and also like learning. Like one of the channels is me actually doing the thing, and this one is kind of building the thing and discussing it in public, building in public, I suppose. But that's the game plan for now. So get the apps going. While I do that, start doing outreach for the service business, and then once I have finished my first client and then got the first app monetized in the App Store, start working on a curriculum for the course to really go in depth on it, and then scale that and like really just push that to the limits, because iOS apps aren't going anywhere. Of course, as AI gets more prevalent, they're going to get easier to make. But they're not going anywhere. Like Apple is not just going to stop making iOS apps, because they take like 15%, and for people making over $1 million in the first year, they take 30%. And so that's like a large amount of Apple's income. Like think of a company that's making like $1 billion in revenue each year. Apple is taking 150 million from that company. Like MyFitnessPal is valued at like 4 billion. Apple is taking 15% of that off the top, like not profit, revenue. So they basically have 15% revenue share, which is absurd. So if they like top line, MyFitnessPal makes $1 billion, Apple makes $150 million from that single app being in the App Store. So it's like, it's not going anywhere, moral of the story. And Apple is not going to change that. It's just going to change, and it's going to innovate, and that's how it's going. And so I think that it'll be valuable to build that community, and it's not going to be a temporary thing. There will always be apps. I'm just going to have to keep it up to date as AI gets more advanced and new strategies come out and everything. But I'm sure at one point it's just going to be so low barrier to entry that everybody just makes their own custom apps. But I'm sure that won't happen for a couple of years, because there's like a lag effect. So as AI comes out, it takes a while for people to actually figure it out and get up to date on it. Like I'm ahead, and that's the only reason why I'm able to do this stuff is because the knowledge that I have has been around, but people just haven't realized it yet. Like I talk to students and people around me, and the stuff that they're using is stuff that I figured out how to use a year, 2 years ago. And so they're like behind. And so I just have a competitive advantage because I'm caught up. And it's hard to like stay caught up because it's moving so quickly. And I think that a lot of people will just never catch up. And so as long as I stay ahead, I win. So yeah, that's the game plan for now. Definitely going to do something more with these videos. I am 100% going to start making thumbnails and actually putting thought in my titles, obviously, because that's going to help with the algorithm. Not going to take away the raw nature from these, although I will definitely do better lighting. Probably going to use my Canon camera, so it's 4K and it actually looks cool, and not my iPhone. And we'll start using a mic more so it's crisper, but I'm definitely going to try and do no cuts and no editing otherwise, because I still want to keep it raw and authentic. But really, like, these aren't targeted in any way, and I'm not putting any strategy into these, which I really should be, because if my goal is to share this journey with most people, I'm doing a disservice by not putting any effort into SEO. So that's what is on the go list, but that's pretty much it. Gonna go for a walk, and I'll chat with y'all tomorrow.